How's it going, guys? Topic for today's video: what's the difference between being a vegan and being plant-based? I typically use both terms interchangeably. I actually call myself a plant-based vegan. Some people don't understand necessarily what is the difference between being plant-based and what is the difference of being vegan. So a plant-based diet just means that you're centering your diet around whole plant-based foods. Doesn't mean that you're not eating any animal products, but for the most part, people are eating very close to being 100% no animal products at all. So when I use the term being plant-based, I assume that you understand that I mean 100% plant-based. So that doesn't mean that you're, eating any type of animal products at all. But the definition of plant-based can kind of be up for a little bit of discussion, because say you ate like 98 or 99% of your food coming from whole plant foods, and that other 1 or 2%, say you're eating honey or dairy or eggs or something like that, you'd still be considered plant-based, but you're not like 100% plant-based. Now, a vegan diet essentially means that you're eating 100% plant-based foods, and that eliminates the consumption of any animal-based products or their derivatives. So this means no animal flesh at all, so that's no beef, no poultry, no fish, no dairy, no honey, and no eggs. So even though somebody is considered vegan, doesn't necessarily mean that they're eating healthy, because there's so many alternatives out there. You can go out to the store, you can get Oreos, you can go out and get sweet chili Doritos. And there's so much junk food out there which is technically considered vegan, but it's not really a plant-based food, because it's filled with so many processed ingredients and it's not necessarily the best for your health. So you can see that, even though you might be considered, a vegan, doesn't necessarily mean that you're also going to be healthy at the same time. There could be somebody who eats 98 or 99% plant-based, and they have that little bit of animal products, but they could be way healthier than a junk food vegan. So then if you kind of like go beyond food, just the actual food aspect, it's also going vegan is a very ethical choice and a political choice as well. So people don't want to contribute to the suffering and the torture of animals and sentient beings around the world. So that's the primary reason why a lot of people go vegan, is for the ethical reason of doing it. So on top of that, vegans also look at the other aspects of your life as well. So they'll abstain from using certain cosmetics that are tested on animals or have animal products in them. And they'll also obviously reject anything that would use animals as a commodity. So that could mean like hunting and animal testing. So what I said at the beginning is that I consider myself to be a plant-based vegan. So I focus my diet solely around whole plant-based foods, and I'm also vegan as well. Like, I understand the ethical reasons and the environmental reason of choosing a plant-based diet. So one thing that I would recommend is that I notice a lot in the Raw to Whatever Facebook group, we get people who are kind of like non-vegans, people who are looking to eat more of a plant-based diet. Then we have very like strict, regimented like vegans in the group as well, because there's a lot of people in the group that aren't vegan, and they sometimes, they fuck up and they will actually admit to it in the Facebook group, and then they actually get bullied by the vegans. So what the vegans will say is they'll be like, oh, you're not 100% vegan, you're plant-based, right? And like, I totally like understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, think about how you're using your words. Are you using your words in a compassionate way in order to actually inspire and educate that person to become 100% vegan, or are they just trying to take this holier than thou, like higher ground mentality, like I'm fucking better than you kind of bullshit, which definitely really pisses me off, because a lot of people, they want to be 100% vegan and they're still kind of like in that transition state. But when you go to a group that is supposed to be supportive, and there's people like bullying you and telling you that, oh, you're not a vegan, you're plant-based, it really pisses me off, because you want to show support and compassion to that person, because obviously they're interested in it, obviously they want to be 100% vegan, but maybe they're just not in the right frame of mind, they just don't understand it fully, maybe they need a little bit more education, maybe they need to stand up for themselves a little bit more. That's a little bit of a rant. But difference between vegan and plant-based, there's obviously some minor and some major differences. But all in all, obviously everybody's kind of looking towards the same thing, and that's like eliminating the torture and the exploitation of animals for food and for other commodities in the world. If you're having troubles losing weight on a plant-based vegan diet, definitely check out our weight loss cheat sheet following the first link in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Peace.